Greetings all and welcome to part 13 of the Elliott Wave 101 course. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, then please do so, and that way you don't miss any future updates as more material is published. Now, if you found this video helpful, then please give it a like and don't forget to check out the other course videos. So in this video, we will examine the guidelines of triangles and combinations. So here are the guidelines of contracting triangles. Usually wave C subdivides into a zigzag combination that is longer lasting and contains deeper percentage retracements than each of the other subwaves. Sometimes wave D subdivides into a zigzag combination that is longer lasting and contains deeper percentage retracements than each of the other subwaves. Sometimes one of the waves, usually C, D or E, subdivides into a contracting or barrier triangle. Often the effect is as if the entire triangle consisted of 9 zigzags. About 60% of the time, wave B does not end beyond the start of wave A. When it does, the triangle is called a running triangle. So let's go to the visuals. So to start off here, usually wave C subdivides into a zigzag combination that is longer lasting and contains deeper percentage retracements than each of the other subwaves. A little snippet here from the Elliott wave principle where they mention that sometimes one of the subwaves, usually wave C, is more complex than the others and can take the shape of a multiple zigzag. So here we just have a multiple zigzag in the C wave position, as notated by W, X, and Y. Now just take note that the length of time that it's taken for the C wave to complete is much longer than any of the other subwaves. Also, the retracement levels through these zigzags are much sharper than their counterparts. And then sometimes wave D subdivides into a zigzag combination that is longer lasting and contains deeper percentage retracements than each of the other subwaves. So here we have exactly the same thing, just in the wave D position rather than wave C. Sometimes one of the waves, usually C, D or E, subdivides into a contracting or barrier triangle. Often the effect is as if the entire triangle consisted of 9 zigzags. So here I've drawn a contracting triangle that has a contracting triangle as the E wave, so a triangle within the triangle. I wouldn't say this is going to be an extremely common thing you're going to run into, but it's definitely worth knowing about if you're going to have a good base of all Elliott wave knowledge as laid down in the good book. Then you've got to know this sort of stuff. So you can see here that if we count the zigzags out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that's because we have a contracting triangle that exists in the wave E position. Now, for presentation and neatness, I've used the AC and the BD trend lines to contain this contracting triangle, but you might find that it's actually much smaller within the ultimate trend lines. So about 60% of the time, don't hold me to that. That's just straight from the book. I don't know how accurate that is. Wave B does not end beyond the start of wave A. When it does, the triangle is called a running triangle. So we've been through this before. The difference between a triangle and a running triangle is, of course, that the B wave moves beyond the start of wave A. So finally, here are the guidelines of expanding triangles and combinations. So expanding triangles, most guidelines are the same with these differences. Subwaves B, D, and C usually retrace 105 to 125% of the preceding subwave. No subwave has yet been observed to subdivide into a triangle. And for the combinations, there's only one. When a zigzag or flat appears too small to be the entire wave with respect to the preceding wave, or if it is to be wave 4, the preceding wave 2, a combination is likely. So let's go to the visuals. So here we have the guideline for expanding triangles. And remember, expanding triangles are very, very rare. I don't think you're going to come across them very often, but you should just know that the guidelines around it. So here I've drawn it up where each subwave goes. Well, obviously, each subwave's got to go at least 100%, but we'd look for between 100 and 125% expansion in an expanding triangle. Now, this final combination guideline is quite a handy one. So when a zigzag or flat appears too small to be the entire wave with respect to the preceding wave, or if it is to be a wave 4, the preceding wave 2, a combination is likely. So here we've got a situation where wave 1 has occurred off a low, and then we get one zigzag by itself that hasn't really retraced all that far. Now we know that propensity for a wave 2 is to retrace in a zigzag down between the 50 and the 61.8. So if we do see one zigzag on its own like that, we can anticipate that we're going to get a zigzag combination because we're still looking for wave 2 to go down far enough to challenge that 50 to the 61.8%. Now we also mentioned here that wave 4s need to be round about the same sort of size as wave 2. There's not much written on this in the literature. A lot of people do look for balance between wave 4 and wave 2 and would look for them to have some sort of equality, even though they alternate in form. Personally, I'm undecided on that, but it is in the book, so it does need to be covered. So that covers all the rules and guidelines as laid down in the Elliott wave principle, with the exception of wave personalities. So stay tuned for the next video where we will take a look at the personalities of each wave. Thanks for watching.